awesome. So I get to be compared to all the other evaluators. As if it wasn't enough last night when I'm like, and I find out a couple of days ago I'm evaluating Caroline. I'm like, oh, this is going to be very difficult. Especially when, you know, we all want to learn from the evaluator. So I guess the best thing for me to do is go over what we talked about and then offer some suggestions on what I picked up on. So you wanted to, your goals, two main goals were to look back and give us key lessons. And then the second thing was, you know, make sure we all know what you learned from TGIF. I think that given your examples of, you know, Maureen and then Mark and Jesse and Sharon, I think we all could relate to that. And if we, for me, the best thing I liked is when you talked about Mark and said, "Are you scared?" Because I was like, we've all been there, and that leads to another thing that you asked. If we could all relate to the audience, or if we could relate to you, which I think we all could, especially at that point, because that's probably my biggest thing is, you know, getting up here and getting scared, and that's why we're all here. So you did sprinkle in some humor. The coffee was good, and then like I said, with Mark. Does it make sense? I think it totally makes sense. You've been here a long time, you've given several speeches, and you've learned a lot, and you gave examples of that. So I think from that criteria, it's awesome. You started up, the first thing that set the stage, you said, learning is a lifelong journey. So we were all on for that. The areas where maybe I think you could have improved, and you asked me about the transitions. And of course, I was looking for that, and the one thing I found a couple times, it felt like the speech was over. You know, and I think so maybe one way to improve that would have been to maybe set out before, like, hey, I'm going to talk about, you know, something I learned from Sharon, Maureen, Mark, Jesse. Then we would all been waiting for you to get to the next person that you're going to talk about, and I wouldn't have felt like there was a little bit of a jump from one to the other. Was it persuasive? I think it was. So I think you did a great job, and just the transitions were the only area where I would see more fluidity. Thank you.
Thank you.